welcome to part 5 of the You Don't Know JS series. Here we are going to complete our scope and closure part. So one of the main thing which is remaining in the closure part is the closure itself. So what is closure? Closure is actually everywhere in JavaScript. So let us do one thing. We'll start this part not with the theory, but we will start this with the practical itself. We'll see from the example. So let me write an example. Then var a is there, then a function outer is there, and then var b equal to 20 is there. Then we have a inner function inner, and then console.log a console.log of b, and from here now we have to call the function. So inner is called from here and outer is called from here. So if I run it, 10 and 20 will be printed. This is not an example of closure because it's a normal function. So now we will refactor our function. So in JavaScript, function are first class citizen, so we have something known as function expressions here. So what we will do, we will change the inner to a function expression. So how do we change it? Let me first do a var of inner equal to function console.ab, and we are not calling it here, we are just returning the function return. And then we are having a variable inner fn equal to outer, and then after that we will do inner fn like this. Let me clear it out and let me run it, and it is again giving 10 and 20. But there are some things which are very important to understand. Means that how does the inner function, this, let me bring my mouse here, how does this inner function have access to the value of b? So because the variable b, see this variable b, it is only available from here, it is declared here. So variable b is available only here, only till here. And when we are running it, okay, so when we are running the outer, it have access, this outer have access to variable b. But how this inner function, when we are running it, it have access to variable b? It should not have access to variable b. So it have access to variable b because of the JavaScript feature of closure. So when the JavaScript engine runs and the variable inner, it comes here, and the variable inner is there, so it stores the information of this variable and also the scope of the other variables which are inside it, which are inside this inner function, which is known as a and b. So, and in fact this a and b are not just a snapshot or a copy, they are actually the pointer. So this is the concept of closure, and a very important closure, and this is one of the classic example of closure which you can give to any interviewer because it is one of the top question of JavaScript still today, and this is one of the simplest example of closure which you can give. So as I was telling, that these values are not a snapshot, but they are actually a pointers. So what does that mean? So they're pointers. So let me change it a bit. So this outer, where b is 20, where inner function is there, and let me have a plus plus, b plus plus, and console AB is there. Then this inner function outer I'm calling inner function. Let me do one more time. Inner function 2, inner function 2. Now let me run it. Now tell me what will be the answer. You can guess. So A's value will also come 2 times and B's value will also come 2 times. So the first run, A's value will come as 11 and the next run it will come 12. But see, B's value, it is always coming as 21. Even if I run another 10 times, it will be 21. So this snapshot thing, so that this is a snapshot because what is happening, its value is from here till here only. So this snapshot thing is been done. So it will be every time when we will go, it will be 21 only. So this is because of closure. So now one of the most important example of closure is set timeout. So set timeout is a function which is a pure example of a closure. So let me do a let me show you a set timeout function where fn equal to function console.log of a. So what is this set timeout? Set timeout, give a fn, we can pass a function here, and this is the time after which it will execute, which is 6 seconds right now. Let me clear it and let me run it. Was it run? Yeah, it was run and it came. Actually 6 seconds is a lot of time, so it came after 6 seconds. So this is an example of closure because when this function was created, it took a snapshot and in the variable a, the value of a, it known. So this is the classic example of closure. So now we will see another. So if someone asks what is the practical example of closure, you can say the set timeout function is the practical example of a closure. So now we will consider another example of closure. See, in object oriented language like Java and C++, we have the concept of getter and setter, and there are way to hide the variables from the outside world. So and they are made available only through getter and setter methods only. So let us try to create that in a JavaScript. Person equal to first name is Nabindu, last name this was, and then get first name function return this dot first name. So we have a key value pair. So what is the key value pair here? So this, again we can have a key as anything, but the key as a string, but see the value is a function. So this is allowed in JavaScript. So then like this, get last name is function return this dot last name. Yeah, so like this, and now console.log of person and console.log of person dot first no person dot this get first name, and we have to execute it like this. So let me clear it and let me run it. So this is the person, we are getting that object, everything, and see this is the main thing. So let me, I don't want this because I don't like this object thing. So see, now in this coming, so similarly last name we can give, but this is not an example of closer, because what is the problem is here. See, I don't want anyone to have access to this first name. I want, if you want access to the first name, you have to come through this get first name, just like in Java and C++. But now see one thing. Okay, clear, run, and I have access to it. So this is not a closer, but we want to now have the concept of closer. So how we will do it? So for that, in JavaScript, if you want to, the scope is through function only. See, in this whole series we are mainly looking into var, because this is the old form of JavaScript. Okay, so we are not going to let and all the scope thing. So everything means var, you can do a scope through function only, nothing else, like if and everything doesn't work. So for that, what we are going to do, we are first going to have a function create person, then what we are going to do, we are going to cut it and paste it here. Let name it something different. Let name it return object. And what again, another thing which we are going to do, we are going to take this, both of them, and paste it here. Not like this, we are going to make a variable. Not a global one, but a var one and a var one. Okay, and then this return object, there is a one more modification needed to be done. So there is not this. Yeah, and we are going to soon have a video on this also, which is already there in my website. If you want to check, you can go to my website, and I have a very good post on this, which we are soon going to have in this series also. So you can learn that there. So this like this, and then this my object is, let me indent it a bit. So actually I am get used to this VS Code. This is so just a bit intention. Yeah, so because this is ending here, so that I can know where it is ending. And then after that, return obj. Okay, so I think our thing is done now. Let me comment it out first, because we are going to use it soon. So var person equal to, now we are calling this function create function. Just so what will be done means, when create function is there, var is done. See now again, this is what closer is. So this, when this return object will come, so it will store the information of the snapshot of what is there, the first name and the last name. Sorry. But now the same concept of closure is there, console.log and person dot get first name. I think I spelled it right. Yeah, I spelled it right, I think. So let me run it, and it is giving the window. It is okay. Let me comment it out and let me try to run this now, and it is giving me undefined, and it is giving me undefined because it doesn't have the value of first name. Directly we cannot get the value of first name. Only inside this closure the snapshot has been saved and we have the value of first name. So this is the concept of snapshot only is, I think I had done some mistakes in the first, the concept of snapshot. So snapshot, this concept of snapshot is only known as closures. So hope you understood it, and if you want to understand a bit more, well, you go to my blog and you can grasp the concept more there, because this is such a concept that it theoretical is more important than the video. So you can go there, see my blog there. The link will be there in the video description, because it is mainly the source is that only. So I will see you soon in the next part, which will not be scope and closure, which will be object and prototype. So that is also an advanced form of advanced JavaScript which we need, which you should know. Thank you and see you soon.